The purpose of this video is to cover how to set up a SeeSaw classroom. So first you're going to go to the website app.seesaw.me and you're going to log in as a teacher. Now if you have a Gmail account, you can use that to log in, or you can create your own account using any email you like. We're going to log in with a Gmail account so we can create classes from scratch. So, when you are on your SeeSaw dashboard, if you've already created classes, you might see something a little bit different. We're going to go ahead and create a new class. We're going to name our class Temple Menorah First Grade and indicate that it is indeed a first grade class. And then SeeSaw has created our class. So we're going to personalize our SeeSaw class by clicking the wrench button up here. That's going to allow us, we're going to get back to students and families in a minute, to add an additional teacher, if you like, to change the class theme, the color. We're going to make ours purple, to choose or upload an image that's kind of like our class icon. Let's go with the sunset. And then to decide how we're going to use our classes. Now SeeSaw is designed to be used either in class, in person, or at home individually. So this right here, the student sign-in mode, we do want the one-to-one devices. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to skip managing students for a moment. We'll go over that in a minute. We're going to indicate how we want our class to use SeeSaw. Do we want them to be able to put likes and comments on each other's work? I definitely like them to interact with each other. And do we want them to, the work they submit to require approval? Do we want them to be able to edit it? So these are different settings that you can customize so that your classroom will work exactly the way that you want it. If you want families to be able to see what their students are doing, you want to enable family access. And if you want to create a class blog, you can choose which activities to publish to the blog. You want to enable that as well. So the skills, they're only available with a paid SeeSaw account, so we're going to ignore that for now. So now we're going to scroll back up and we're going to add students. Now we can either add students with a Google account or email address, or we can do it bypassing that entirely, which is a much easier way to do it. For one-on-one devices, we're going to add students' names. Now you can open up a window and paste a whole list of students' names, or you can add them one by one. So our students are going to be Amir, and we'll add Matan, and we'll add David. And of course, you can keep going. And to get students signed in, SeeSaw actually gives you a lot of different options. We're going to go ahead and print student sign-in posters, which is going to create for us individual login instructions for each student that we have enabled. And this Hi, the purpose of this video is to cover how to set up a SeeSaw classroom. So first you're going to go to the website app.seesaw.me and you're going to log in as a teacher. SeeSaw is free, although you won't get some of the premier features with the free version, but we can do pretty much everything we need to do with the free version. If you have a Google login, you can sign in with that, which makes things much easier. Now, as you can see, I already have a few active classes. There we go. You can see I have a few active classes already with SeeSaw. So your login screen, if you're logging in for the first time, will look different. But in any case, you want to go ahead and click to add a new class. So here I have Create New Class. So I'm going to create Temple Menorah Third Grade. And I'm going to indicate that it is a third grade classroom. SeeSaw will automatically create my class for me. And then it will give me several options to customize our classroom and the people that are in it. So I click the wrench. That brings up the Customize menu. We're going to come back later to how to add students and how to add families to SeeSaw, but for now we're going to look at how to customize the look and function of your classroom. So as you scroll down, you'll see there are many options. You can add a second teacher. Actually, you can add as many teachers as you like so that different teachers can assign and look at class work. You can change the theme. Let's make this one purple. And you can change or upload an icon to individualize your classes. There are a lot of other different options. Now, SeeSaw is meant to be used either by individual students at home or by groups of students in a classroom, but for now we're going to leave it for the class code is 1 student to 1 device. Then you can also customize how you want students to interact with each other. Do you want them to be able to like each other's work? Do you want them to be able to comment on each other's work? And if so, do you want to have the ability to approve comments before they're posted? So you can set that however you like. You can toggle whether students can or cannot see each other's work, whether new items that are posted require approval, whether students can edit items once they've been submitted, whether there's a sample student in your class that you can see how it looks from a student's end. And you can also toggle to enable family access so that families can log in and see the work their students are doing. We'll, again, talk in a few minutes about how to add families and students to classes. And then, of course, there's different settings for families as well. The skills setting down here is only available to paid users of SeeSaw. So now we have customized our class. Now we need to go and add students. So we're going to click we can actually do it a lot of different ways. So we can do it from down here, the Add Students button right here. So the question is, do you want students to sign in to SeeSaw using their Google account or email address? Now, if your institution has issued every student, a Google email address, you can use that option. But if yours, like many, has not issued everybody a Gmail account, then you can do this by creating class codes. So you're going to click 1 to 1 devices, and you're going to add each student. You can add the names one at a time, or you can paste a list of student names. I'm going to add just a few students for an example. Let's see, we'll add David, and we'll add Amir, and we'll add Isa. Just as an example. We're going to, don't worry about this right now because we're not going to have a student sign-in poster because we don't have students in person. So now you can see that my class has begun to populate with the different students, and SeeSaw will assign each of them an icon, which is customizable on the student end. So now you want to know how to give this information to the students in your class. You're going to click the Get Home Learning Codes button, which is going to give you a few different options. And here's all the classes that I have set up through SeeSaw right now. So you can either download the codes, which will give you a spreadsheet of each student's name and their code, or you can click Print Codes, which will bring up in a separate window a different page for each student that you can then mail home to their families. That will give them not only their individual code that will enable them to access their profile in your class, it'll actually give them instructions on how to log into SeeSaw at all. This is what they look like, the individual ones. So here's one for Amir. It gives his family instructions on how to install the class app and how to log in, and even gives a QR code for anybody that wants to go through that route to log in. And that is how you create a class on SeeSaw and add students to it. Now, if you want to add families, there's another button right down here where you basically go through the same process. You can invite a family member with an email or mobile number for each individual student. Please look for the next video about how to add content to a SeeSaw classroom and how to see content that is submitted by students.